you are all standing in a very beautiful room with a very, very high ceiling, dozens of feet tall. It seems even taller than that, maybe. With this kind of domed ceiling, there are murals, beautiful murals all over the walls, comfortable chairs. And in a room full of all of these kind of very surprising wonders, especially considering the fact that a minute ago you were in the Boston Public Library invoking a scientific ritual, kind of hits all the harder. But yeah, in this room, despite all of the kind of the wonders of it, the most apparent thing in it is the 8-foot-tall man standing in front of you wearing strange clothes and wearing around his neck like a gigantic necklace a book wrapped in chains. And, you know, he kind of looked at all of you, realized you were out of place, and so you all began explaining to him that you were all very smart and nice. And that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, over the din of you all kind of explaining, you know, hey, we're here, we're fine, everything's good. He kind of raises...
We're smart and we're nice.
We're smart and we're nice. Well, I suppose that's good. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to stop you there. I see on you no badges of office. You have made no marks or rituals. You have not greeted me with any appropriate handshakes or other of our pass keys. You there?
I hold up my hall monitor badge, which I had on the inside of my jacket.
He reaches out a hand, which is the size of a dinner plate, and you put the hall monitor pass within it, and he looks at it.
Mm-hmm.
This probably isn't going to work, but it is going to give you some insight into who this person is. So, Mindy, why don't you give me a 2d6 plus sharp?
Great. Happy to. 8.
All right. So, you know, you kind of hand it to him. You're kind of reading him. You're waiting to see, is this enough? He hands it back to you without granting you any kind of access. Like, he doesn't, like, his demeanor doesn't change. But I will give you something because you've been observing him this whole time. The more you look at him, the more you realize he is probably not a human being. Like, he's 8 feet tall and proportioned like a human that's maybe 5 feet tall or 5.5 feet tall or something like that. Uh-huh. Like, normally people that are very, very tall are, you know, a little leaner or, you know, humanish. You know, tall humans are proportioned differently than short humans. This is a very tall human-looking thing that's just proportioned like a 5.5 foot tall human. Just broader, larger head, larger hands, larger, just everything. Like you just took a picture of a 6-foot human and just expanded it.
Okay.
So you don't think he's human.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't like rummaged around in his brain yet, but even like the cursory scratching at the surface feeling of doing that, is giving you very strange, kind of discordant, non-human thoughts.
Interesting. So he has a mind.
Definitely.
Does he seem impressed by my hall monitor's badge?
2d6 plus charm.
Oh, no. Okay.
I will give you a +1 because you handed it to him with great confidence.
Wow, all right. We'll see how that works then. Oh, good. 4.
He does not appear impressed by the mundane badge you gave him.
Okay.
And by mundane, I do not mean unimpressive, because being a hall monitor is an impressive thing, and it's important. But mundane in that it's not pulsing with magic or covered in symbols or made out of some strange, rare element.
I'd like to put on my angelic armor. I'm not drawing my sword, but it is my badge of office.
Okay. What is the purpose of doing this? What would you like him to do?
Take us seriously.
All right, that'll be a manipulate someone roll, because currently you can all tell, Mindy especially, because she's starting to like kind of dip a finger into his mind, that he is not. He does not appear angry, but he's definitely not taking you seriously. So 2d6 plus charm. I'll give you a +1 though, because angelic armor is incredibly impressive.
He asked for badges of office.
Yeah.
So we're giving
That would be a 6.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If you rolled 1 die, that's all of it. That's pretty good.
You know, in kind of a resplendent burst of light, kind of form the angelic plates of immaterial force into material armor. This man or man-shaped thing recognizes immediately what you are and takes a big step back and kind of holds out his hand, which is now, it's turning insubstantial. Like he holds out his hand, and it's starting to fade away and is replaced by like like the heat coming off a grill or coming off the sidewalk. It's now that. And he's just kind of holding it up. All of you feel in your face a lot of heat, like you're like in a sauna, like it's 150 degrees directly in front of your face.
That was not meant as an act of aggression. I'm simply showing you who I am. We are here in peace, benevolently. We are simply here for information and maybe some help.
And sorry.
Sorry.
That was
I'm sorry.
Zlobs.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Zlobs, what did you knock over?
Well, it was a cascade of issues. Well, should I roll for it? See how bad it was. Sure.
Yeah, give me. This is going to be a 2d6 plus. 2d6 plus cool -1 because it already happened.
Yeah.
But this is just to see if anything really serious has been done.
Oh my god. 4.
Oh my heavens.
Oh no. Oh no.
On a Zlobs cool roll, the closest thing to the gold standard that we have.
I rolled a 3.
Wow.
All right.
I even used my cheese.
The cheese die. I saw. You have damaged something of what appears to be importance. What is that?
Oh, okay. Well, first off, I was like, all right, as I'm leaning, I'm like, put my hand on something, and that turns out to be like a globe, one of those globes. So my hand goes on the globe, but then the globe spins and I fall, and then I go into like a set of armor. The armor knocks over a column. The column knocks over a bookshelf. The bookshelf knocks over like a bigger globe. There's a globe rolling around the room. Zlobs is trying to grab it.
You're trying to grab
he gets
it.
in front of it. It squishes him, so now he's on the globe as he's spinning around the globe.
It's hard to watch.
It is. Yeah, this globe. It's a glow. It's like with a map on it, like a topographical map, but it's like 4 feet wide and made of marble. And so you're holding on to it. It's like bigger than you and weighs probably 20 times as much. So it's now this like uneven sphere that's knocking stuff over. You are staring at it, and you're looking at you're face to face with like the north of Africa, but the country names on it are not names you have heard of. And you're like, that's strange. And you're like trying to make sense of that while you're smashing into structural elements.
I also just want to point out for the podcast listeners, it was Kayleigh who knocked over the soda can. It wasn't me. But I'll own it because I care about my friends.
All right.
This
All
is
right.
also not an act of aggression. I'd like to make clear whatever is happening behind me is simply Zlobs.
You can unlock your globes.
Yeah, like
They're dangerous.
you're saying this as like crystal carafes of impossible value are like falling off of high shelves behind you. It's fine, everything's fine. Yeah. So,
Something.
To agree.
by all means, yes.
And I'm just gonna see all this panic and chaos and
Yeah,
everybody.
please take over, Morgan.
Morgan, help! Use your magic. No. We come here from Clarissa Mathers.
I stop.
Yeah, like a 2,500 pound granite sphere is now like on your legs, and you're like, no, I gotta stop. Okay.
I add a tally to Zlobs' name on my grudge list.
Yeah.
And I'll add a tally to Morgan's name too for good measure.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're at this point, Mindy, like the panic is replacing the grudge in your mind. And you're starting to realize it's like, I think I may have glitched my brain a little bit. And then you start doing the math of like, am I going to hold a grudge against Zlobs because of what I did to my own brain or because he deserves it? And either way, you're still making a note. Morgan,
I'll ruminate on that.
Morgan, I'm going to have you roll 2d6 plus charm to manipulate someone, -2 because this guy feels threatened.
Mhm.
And also on top of that, significant damage to priceless artifacts have been done.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, we came to
Yeah.
this episode blazing. Okay, Morgan, add your failure to the pile.
Sure. Yeah, that'll be well, it's not a failure. 9.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Best roll
That's
so
better than
far.
anything else we've had.
You're trying to, Morgan, read the face of this person to see if, like, is Clarissa Mathers a name that's going to do it? And you don't think the name carries weight to him, but you think because you said it with such, like, this should mean something to him,
Mm-hmm.
he stops. And by stops, I mean he actually stops movement in the room. He kind of raises his incorporeal hand, and all of a sudden, all of your like arms and legs feel heavier. You feel more lethargic. You're moving slower. At least one of you puts together that he is dilating time.
Oh.
So like maybe there's 5 seconds in your brain passing for every 1 second in reality. Like your brain's trying to figure out why you're moving so slow. And so you're like kind of slowly moving, like all of you are starting to move the giant sphere off of Zlobs. And from your perspective, this man leaves the room in like a blazing hurry. And then like comes back in a blazing hurry. There's this giant book that's sitting on this like kind of podium or dais. He puts down another book directly on top of it and starts leafing through it. Like the other book that he puts on top of this first book is identical to the first book. And he's kind of leafing through it. And it looks like it's going like warp speed because you're all slowed down. Until eventually he kind of puts his finger on a name. And then time kind of returns to normal. This person sent you here.
I didn't say that. I said we are from her. Yes.
She's one of our associates, and she didn't send us here, but she certainly gave us She pointed us in the right direction.
Yeah, and she probably wouldn't even want us talking about that.
What are we talking about? Oh.
All right. Why don't you tell me exactly what's going on?
Okay.
Could we, might I suggest, could we talk over, like humans do, over a cheese platter? And some grapes? Some food?
Yes.
I look at Mindy.
Oh, cheese sounds great.
Yes. He kind of turns around and kind of like peers out into this like hallway. There's one entrance exit into this room, and it's like this hallway. And he kind of turns and he engages in some sort of gestures. And in a few minutes, sure enough, a person in a robe kind of walks in holding this like kind of big tray and places it down on one of the few tables that's still, not broken in here. And sure enough, there is cheese, there is fruit, there are breads. So yeah, a kind of a robed figure brings in kind of light libations and stuff. The kind of the mood of this man changes. He becomes, let's call it, more formal. Like once the food is served, he sits in a chair next to these big books and says, "My name is Solomon. I am a librarian."
It's nice to meet you, Solomon. My name is Darby O'Darcy. I am an angel.
Hello, Solomon. Solomon, my name is Severus Zlobin. I am an umpire in training.
My name's Morgan. Morgan Woodstock. Nice to meet you. And I put my hand out.
He shakes it. Specifically, he stands, walks 2/3 of the way to you, stops, extends his hand, waits for you to walk the remaining third, shakes it, eye contact the whole time. Morgan, you don't even need to roll for this. You know what he's doing. He has stepped into some form of diplomatic or political etiquette. Yeah, this is no longer a, what are these random teenagers doing here? This is like, oh, okay, I'm now engaged in some kind of diplomacy.
Nice to meet you.
Mindy.
Yeah?
Mindy, it's your turn.
Be formal.
Oh, I'm Mindy Mathers. And what else should I say?
That's pretty good.
I think that's good. That's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
And I am done speaking.
And this cheese is great. Asiago?
I was I'm distracted because as I'm eating the cheese, I'm realizing that I no longer feel an intense grudge towards any of my friends. And so I take out my grudge list and I've been busy erasing the tallies next to everybody's names. And then I think for a second, and then I just erase the names altogether.
Yeah.
And then I just erase the header that says grudge list.
It's a process.
One tally at a time?
Yeah, I did it one tally at a time, and then I thought about it more, and I was like, oh, I don't actually need this list, so I erased the names, and then I erased. Now it's just an entire erased page, and I realized I probably could have just thrown the piece of paper away. But anyways,
part
that's
of
what
the
I've been thinking about.
unburdening was the erasing. Yeah, so you're okay. You've eaten something. You have traveled some kind of distance. Your friends are who they are. who are we all if not a collection of our boons and hubrises? So yeah, you were a bit distracted, but now you think you got your mind right. So Solomon looks at all of you. None of you are scholars. Yet you are here because you discovered a ways of entry. You did so, best I can tell, following the trail of someone named Clarissa Mathers, a person who has also been here, admittedly some time ago. Are you here for the same reason she was?
Could you tell us what that is so we can compare to it?
Zlobs 2d6 plus charm.
5.
Not my area of expertise.
Oh, wait. Someone else's area of expertise? Is it someone else here? Hello?
No, it's not.
Hello?
No.
What? No?
We don't know exactly why Clarissa Mathers was here, but we
I'm
did
trying to figure that out.
seek you out specifically. I don't know. I'm still going to just try to work with him, Zlobs. I don't know.
That's fair. Thank you.
Is that okay? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
We sought out the Benevolent Scholars because we are searching for a painting that holds information. And we're hoping that you and your fellow scholars could help us either find that painting, or if you know the knowledge that we're seeking, help give us that knowledge, I guess.
And what knowledge are you seeking, and is this knowledge in the painting?
The knowledge is in the painting. I know that much. We're seeking how to create a bridge through dimensions of some sort.
2d6 plus charm.
4.
It's a good tallies. Chad, how many failures is that so far?
Enough.
Solomon kind of looks up at something that is not there, and then looks back at you. A Rembrandt.
Yes.
Not my area of expertise.
Then take us to whoever it is. Who would know?
I would like you to appreciate the position that I am in right now, which is specifically, you are all in a place you are not necessarily meant to be. I believe that you are here for no ill intention, simply to plumb the depths of our knowledge, looking for something specific that you may do a certain thing. The only place in this library that non-scholars are allowed to be is right here. Anyone that has ever crossed over that threshold, and he points behind him, has been a scholar or has come on the express invitation of a scholar.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you cross the threshold, you become a scholar. Great.
You have, alas, given me nothing that would allow me to justifiably invite you myself.
What about... Go ahead, Mathers.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'll read his mind.
All right, read his mind.
But what did you have, Morgan? Did you?
No, go ahead.
Okay, this will be... Yeah, give me 2d6 plus weird. This will be you'll get the investigate a mystery questions.
I'm actually doing a polite thing, by the way. He just said that he wants us to appreciate his perspective. So I'm appreciating it the best way I know how.
Fair point.
So he asked me to, as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking into it. Wait, 2d6 plus weird?
Yeah.
11.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, sir. Have you seen a success before? 'Cause this is what it looks like.
No, that's pretty good. You can ask 2 questions from the Investigate a Mystery list for rummaging around in his brain.
Okay. Is there an additional question of a sorts that could be something like, does he have a secret? What is his secret? Can I know his secret? Could that be one of my questions?
Yes. Yeah. So you'll be able to ask 1 question from this list. Put it this way. You can ask 1 question phrased however you like.
Ooh.
Or you could ask 1 question from the list and guess 1 secret. Get 1 secret.
Okay. Hold on. What? I just need to make sure I understand. It's either 1 question, anything I want, any wording, whatever.
Anything at all, and I will give you a full and complete answer.
Or the other option is 1 question from Investigate a Mystery plus 1 secret in addition.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a pretty good bargain.
It's a pretty good bargain.
Okay, from the Investigate the Mystery list. And I'm not reading a bad situation, to be clear.
Nope.
I'm definitely not reading a bad situation. And
We're having a good time. We're having cheese and being civil.
Yeah. This is not a bad situation. And I'm not tuning into the creature. We're investigating a mystery.
Nope, you're not tuning in because the creature is here.
It's right. Here he is. Bookman is sitting across from me eating Asiago. And so my question is going to be...
I would give you tune in as well. I'd give you tune in as well.
Hold on. Okay, then I'm going to use a tune-in question plus a secret.
Sure.
Okay, this is amazing. And my tune-in question is going to be, how can I attract its attention?
Are you flirting with Solomon? Solomon Bookman?
I would say I'm courting Solomon Bookman. I'm courting him into thinking of us as young scholars, proteges that he needs to shape and invite into the library. And in that way, that's the kind of attention I'm hoping to attract. Scholarly attention.
I applaud the linguistic gymnastics necessary to get us to this point.
You always do.
Yep. So, yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
You just change personality.
In terms of something that could be reasonably done from here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The Book of Leviathan.
Okay, noted. Even though that book gives me stomach cramps, as we just discussed, now I know. And what is Bookman's secret?
Solomon Bookman. His name's Solomon. It's in there now.
It's canon.
Solomon Bookman. No, Solomon. Solomon is not human and not from the mortal plane. Solomon is condensed elemental energy. Essentially, he's not an angel. He's not like a genie, but he's from, there are, there's kind of like the above, the earth, the below. But then there are kind of these eddies and little corners and pockets surrounding all of those.
Okay.
He's from one of them.
Does it happen to be the elemental plane of secrets?
No. It's some sort of energy. He is very, very old's not the right word. You're pretty sure he's just kind of winking in and out of this existence whenever feels compelled to. So yeah, his big secret is that he is an elemental. He's probably been winking in and out of here for about 500 years, and he personally knew Rembrandt.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's like a twofer. Okay. I am going to take up my book. I'm going to write that secret. And then I will put that book, put my book of secrets away. And I'll ask Solomon, as a scholar to another scholar, would you care to see a book you've never seen before?
Yes, I would.
That really seemed to attract his attention.
He is Solomon Bookman after all.
I happen to have a book on me that you've never seen before.
He extends his giant hand.
Before I hand it over, I'd like to specify that I'm going to need this book back in my possession. And if I may, I'd love it if you didn't read past the first few pages.
His hand remains extended.
So we at least have a deal that I'm definitely getting this back.
Yes.
Okay, you're nodding. So I'm going to take that as your word, and I'll take out my my Leviathan book.
Now, for those that have not heard of this book in a while, the Book of Leviathan is an accounting of some of the most significant activities, research, scientific estimates, and prophecies of Leviathan, the group that Nana Mathers, Clarissa Mathers, Armistice Pierce, and a collection too of some of the smartest people in the world that formed during and after the war. They took the name of their group from a great and horrible terror. Because they thought if they gave themselves that name, they would be the terror. So this is a very powerful thing. And again, for those that haven't seen it or heard it in a while, Mindy has only read the first couple of pages. And every time Mindy opens the book, an incredibly salient and an often incredibly scary piece of information is revealed. Solomon takes it and opens it. And after the first couple of pages, he kind of pauses. He then takes something out of his pocket. It's like actually, it doesn't have a shape now that you're looking at it. Like you thought it was a sphere, but it's got too many sides. Spheres should not have sides. Like he's looking and it's changing. And he proceeds to kind of place it in his forehead. And he keeps reading. He turns to pages you have not seen.
Oh.
His face is growing increasingly concerned. He leafs through a few more. The object in his head cracks.
Oh.
The color then drains from his face.
Sir.
He starts like a hungry man that is seeing food for the first time in weeks, starting to peel like chunks of the book.
No.
Put it
He's
down.
about 2/3 of the way through when he screams, sprays something that looks like blood out of his mouth with a cough, and passes out.
Oh, we broke Solomon.
Can I collect my book back?
Give me a 2d6 plus tough, please.
Tough. Ooh. Oh shoot. Okay. 5.
You run up to him and try to wrest the book out of his hands because it's kind of fallen on top of it. He is unconscious but screaming. He also must weigh north of 500 pounds. You are trying to wrench it, but you're also trying not to look at it. You just kind of want to get under it and kind of close it.
It's open to a page I haven't read yet.
Yeah, and you are keeping your eyes off of it.
While Mindy does this, I'd like to run over and put my hands on his head and try to soothe him. Just going to like hum into his soul.
Mindy, you rolled a failing roll here, so I'm going to give you 2 options. Option 1, you get the book back, but you read a page you shouldn't. Option 2, Solomon and the book vanish and you don't know where they went.
Option
No,
3.
I get my book back. I get my book back and I read a page. Is it out of order? It's a page that I... Oh, okay. I get it back. And I read the page that I shouldn't have.
It is a hand-drawn map of the United States with everything north of New York destroyed. That is to say, the entire northeast of the United States is gone, replaced by a crater that is now full of a new ocean. You also see the year.
Oh.
You close it, and Solomon vanishes.
Mathers, are you okay?
I saw something.
Mindy, you feel an intense, absolutely uncontrollable desire to write that year in your book of secrets. Until you do, you can make no other rolls.
Morgan, fix it. Morgan.
There's nothing I can do, Zlobs.
Mindy, I know it wasn't supposed to happen this way, but the book is yours, so the information... I have to believe if you saw it, then you were ready for it. Even if you didn't think you are.
I put the Book of Leviathan away.
Okay. Mathers? Are you gonna be okay? Do you want to go back?
I don't even know how we get back. Does anybody?
Maybe the best way to get back is to go forward.
We can't get into the
Yes.
library. Solomon's gone.
We can't. Solomon pointed to that arch thing. It looks like it's open. There's no Solomon. Oops.
Who's gonna stop us?
It's not like we're going malintent. We need to get home.
He said
Yeah.
you needed an invitation to go in, and we haven't gotten an invitation. I'm supposed to read this book in order, and I haven't done that either. Bad things happen when we ignore the rules. Terrible things.
Mathers, I'm personally inviting you to go through that arch with me so we can get home.
Oh, Morgan, I'm inviting you with me to go through the arch so we can get home.
Zlobs, I'm inviting you with me.
What do you say, Mathers?
I'm inviting you through the arch.
Deep breath, and then we go through.
As a team.
As a team.
This team.
Morgan, give me a 2d6 plus weird.
12.
You walk through, and Morgan, you're feeling very present right now. Like, you look at your friends, you look at Darby on this quest, Mindy grappling with this knowledge that is smashing around in her head. Zlobs, like, eyes fixed on the horizon, wanting to move forward. And you just realize, like, these are your people. And you are going to protect them. And it's at this moment that the magical and scientific defenses of the Fortress Library turn on. Anybody else, anybody but your friends protected by you, would be dead right now. Because what comes flying out of these nodes in this archway is enough electricity to power a city, which you feel immediately as the hair rises on the back of your head. And you hold your friends tight. And you walk through this dynamo. And time slows down for the second time today because of the amount of energy. And before any of your friends even panic, you are through. The crackling bubble of protective electric energy around you fades. And you continue walking down the hall.
I don't say anything.
There's a...
Walking, all holding hands down this hallway.
Yep. There's a series of beautiful old signs on the wall with words written in, you don't know if it's English, but you all can read it. Signs pointing down various hallways, various stairwells. The round room, the grimoire, the chorus, the cells, the factory, the scroll. You can read the words, you don't understand what they mean. But I'm going to ask you all to choose. You can either kind of wander until you find someone or someone finds you, or walk towards the grimoire, the chorus, the cells, the factory, or the scroll.
Whew.
What up?
We gotta go towards things.
Split up?
Yeah.
Split up?
Yeah, it sounds like you should split up.
Probably not. We should all walk together in one direction, right?
Well, okay, hold on. Which one
Well,
is it? You're Morgan, I trust your gut. Why did you say split up first?
Because there's too many options. I don't know which one to pick.
we could hedge our bets.
Okay. I like that option.
There's one thing in this world, there's a couple constant things. 1, taxes. 2, I'm always going to be hungry. 3, I trust President Morgan Woodstock's instincts.
Does everyone have their stones from Mindy?
The smooth ones?
The smooth ones.
Yeah. I take it out of my other shoe.
Okay, well then we'll always know where the other. If we do split up, we can find each other.
Always.
Okay. Can I get the options again?
The grimoire, the chorus, the cells, the factory, or the scroll.
I'm going to the chorus.
You'll go to the chorus.
Okay.
Fine.
That was too perfectly timed.
I'll go to the factory.
Oh, I wanted to go to.
Oh, come on.
No, it's fine.
I say you all go where you want to go.
Oh,
Fine.
okay, you're right. Maybe we should buddy up.
Okay.
Is it cells like prison cells or cells like biological cells?
It just says cells, CELLS, which means it could be either.
Oh, it could be a cell phone.
Oh,
Mm.
all right.
Okay. In the hopes that it ends up being a scientific direction, I will go to cells.
All right. I'll go to the scroll. Zlobs, you go to the factory.
I want to go to the scroll. I already put my heart into it.
Fine. You go
Go to
to the
factory.
scroll. I'll go to the factory. Mather's going to the cell. Oh, Darcy is going to the chorus.
And the grimoire,
We'll
we may
circle
take
back.
it on together.
Okay.
Zlobs, you're not worried about the scroll? It might involve reading.
I know how to read.
I know you know how. I'm asking
Mindy,
if you're prepared
I've read
to.
before.
I know you've read.
I'm going to read so well. I'm going to be impressed. I'm going to remember everything. I'm going to comprehend it. You can ask me questions on it, and I'm going to nail every single one of them.
Okay,
It's
good
I
luck.
run off to the scroll.
It's just that you like get into shenanigans when you go to the library.
I stop, turn it on. Okay, Morgan, it's not just about the books or the writing. It's about the institution itself. There's a lot of rules, and I don't do well with rules. And it just, there seems to be a lot of unspoken rules, and just everything just happens. You see what happened back there? I just leaned, and there was a cascade. There was a cascade. Tell me, Morgan. I go up to Morgan, tell me that was my fault. Or I'm just some cursed chaos engine of a child.
You know what, Zlobs? It was my fault. I should have been watching you a little closer.
No, that's the worst thing you could have said. I don't have agency. Okay, everyone, I'm going to prove to you I have so much agency, and I'm not going to cause any chaos. I'm going to learn so much from these scrolls, and I'm going to be I'm going to be a PhD in
Slabs.
scrolls. What? Please calm me
I
down.
trust you. You're
Thank
gonna
you.
do great.
Thank you. I hug Darby.
I hug him back.
You're good at soothing. I take out a skateboard and I skate down the hall.
No.
In a huff.
Now I feel bad.
Yeah, what the heck? Let's start with Zlobs. He took off in a hurry. Zlobs, you
Yes.
are skateboarding down the hall, following signs for the scroll. You are the first to notice windows, because the path you're taking isn't like straight. You have to kind of stop. Hallways bend in directions you don't expect. And sure enough, you find yourself on what you guess is kind of the outer edge of the building. A lot of interior corridors, and you kind of find your way to the outside of the building. You are looking through thick panels of glass set into these kind of oval windows. The outermost wall of the building is built of this very light stone, like perfectly set together. looks almost like medieval, like you're inside the inner walls of a castle. And you look out this oval window and you just see like bluffs. Like you think maybe there's an ocean in the distance. Like you don't know how high up you are. You think you're on like a mountain. And you just kind of see these like kind of arid bluffs. This is nowhere you've ever been to. And you think maybe there's a mirage in the distance, or that could be water, an ocean. It's like a light, sandy ocean. That kind of disorients you a bit because your just brain is looking for where the heck could you possibly be, and you're not in Massachusetts.
It was,
but
Medford?
No part of Medford. And so you get to where the signs pointing to the scroll, instead of pointing like straight or that way, are now pointing up. And you find a way into a stairwell, a big circular stairwell leading up. So you can't skateboard anymore.
Is that a challenge?
You skateboard up those stairs.
No,
Zlobs.
wait, no. You know what? I would go to the skateboard and I realize, you know what? I'm gonna do this the reasonable way. I step on the back of the skateboard. It pops up in the air. I catch it without looking, and I walk up the stairs.
And for the first time since you've been traveling these halls for minutes, you think minutes, maybe more. You start hearing voices, which is different. And you you walk kind of up these stairs. They're very, very wide, like smooth stairs. There's lights in the wall that may be magic or electric, you don't know. And you get up to this like beautiful landing. There's this like giant like open room with this like gorgeous like mosaic floor. And there are like rooms off of the room. There's like this kind of atrium. And you start following the voices, because why not? And there are these big double doors. And so you walk across this big kind of lobby.
Yeah, and before I do, I make myself more presentable. I take off my sunglasses. I put my hat on forwards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You
I
sort yourself out.
I unpop my collar.
You do.
I button my top button. And
Very impressed.
I take out all of my pocket cheese that I took from our dinner. It's like, you know what? I don't need this.
Wow.
Because I'll be tempted. And I put a piece of spearmint gum in my mouth, an old mint, and num num num.
And so you walk forward through kind of these big, beautiful double doors into what looks like a conference room is too modern of a word. This is a war room.
Oh,
Big, huge table, small miniatures on it, bunch of people standing around. Just the air of authority is thick in this room. You're over, like, you don't know any of these people, but the person closest to the door turns and looks at you. He's also the only one dressed in a way that you understand. And you look at his face, and you're confused by it because you kind of recognize it. And you don't realize from where. And then you kind of pause and reach down into your pocket, and you pull out this like arc grenade you have, called Tesla's Enthusiasm, that you bought from an online store. And there's like a cartoonish version of Nikola Tesla on it, like big thumbs up. And you
and his
look up
electricity coming out of his thumb.
and you're looking at us like, that's funny. And you look up and realize you're staring at Nikola Tesla. So let's switch. Okay. Morgan. you follow the sound of machinery, electricity. Like, you feel it. Like, you feel it in the walls. Like, normally you ignore that feeling because everywhere is electrified unless you're, like, camping in the woods. But, like, you're following it because you don't think there's electric lighting in this whole place. You think some places are not. But you're following, like, where the energy's going. And you think you're going down. Stairways and all. And you get into, like, you get up to this, like, really big, heavy door. And there's someone in a robe who is reading a book. Like, they're sitting at a desk in front of this big metal door, and you're looking, it's like this big old book, like this ancient tome-looking book. But there's a title written along the spine of it, and it's like a smutty summer romance book. It's called like, you know, like the Bodice of Lust or something. And you look at it and you're like, oh my God, like, that's like a book you would see someone, like a retiree, read on a beach.
Yeah.
And you look up. Yeah. And you and this person looks up at you, and it kind of looks at you. Business?
Yes.
All right. And the door slides open with a pneumatic hiss, and you walk into a printing press. A giant printing press. There are people or simulacra of people typesetting. Literally typesetting to, like, print out individual pages. There are people over there, or simulacra of people, that are going through, like, microfilm on those, like, big projector screens and, like, looking at individual pages and, like, hitting buttons, and then hisses of steam and books fly out and things like that. Like, sheets of books. You see other people on, like, giant printers with, like, the perforations on the edge, and they're just churning out data. And you walk up to, like, people are walking by, they're paying you no mind, and there's this kind of terminal. It's like this big all-in-one, like, beige terminal, big kind of blistered, like, glass screen, hard glass screen. And the prompt just simply says, what book do you need? We will switch. Darby, you walk towards the chorus. It becomes very apparent you're going in what you feel in your soul to be the right place. You feel a holy presence hovering in front of you, but it's diffuse. Like, if there's another angel nearby, you're aware that they're nearby. Unless it's an angel that was specifically charged to come to Earth to spy on you. Muriel did a wonderful job masking the signature. But it's like a diffuse holiness. Like, you're walking into a super big, super old church. The tenor's a little different, but not really. You end up walking into what could best be described as 5 Notre Dames in a star shape, only instead of pews, it's books.
Oh.
Whoa.
There are people in here kind of scurrying from place to place, carrying books. 2d6 plus sharp, please.
11.
A copy of every tome every documentation of every faith, from the creation of the written word until now, even the lost ones, are in this place. There is also a woman wearing a beautiful floral dress of blue, green, and gold, standing roughly in the middle of it, looking at you with an inquisitive smile.
I smile and give her a little wave.
She gestures.
Okay, I'll walk over to her.
You're a war angel.
Yes, I am.
Outstanding. What's your name? What is the name you chose?
Thank you. It is Darby.
Wonderful to meet you. My name is Charity.
Nice to meet you, Charity.
Well,
Were
you're
you
not a scholar.
expecting me?
No, not at all. But you're alive and here, which means I think you might be meant to be.
Sounds about right to me.
What are you looking for exactly?
Well, I'm looking for knowledge.
Aren't we all?
But yeah, I guess we all are. Specifically in a Rembrandt painting.
Which one?
Christ on the sea in the Christ on the sea in the storm of Galilee. I may have gotten the order of the words wrong, but I'm sure you know it.
Are you an art scholar or are you interested in going to hell?
What a question.
I'm interested in going to hell.
That makes a lot of sense. Yes. We probably should get a hold of that thing. We knew where it was for a very long time. I mean, we still know where it is, but it was in a place where we could get to it for a very long time, very easily. And now it's not, though the concept of now is a little wacky. Anyway, you want to build some kind of bridge to hell, right?
How do you know that?
I asked for a Rembrandt. What the heck else does he paint?
No, well, I don't. That's a very good point. I'm still learning about him myself. I didn't know
Have you
him.
been to hell?
Yes.
Two of them.
You go through a hellmouth?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can't do that again. You need a miracle to seal that up. You did seal it up, right?
I did seal it up. I keep
okay.
my word.
Oh, so you got and used a miracle. That's wild.
Yeah, I need a direct link now. I need to get someone
that makes
out.
sense. The more times you pierce that membrane, the more dangerous it is for everybody. So you're looking for a stable, temporary bridge to hell.
Yeah.
Well, that painting will show you how to do it, so long as you have an appropriate number of ritualists. You probably need a devil. But first and foremost, you need the painting. It's the only copy. It's the only thing that actually has the secret embedded in it.
It's what happened to it in the concept of now or before.
Well, several decades ago, the painting was stolen by rather elegant thieves.
From this Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum.
Exactly right. I hope you've been.
I have been. It's lovely.
It's something
Have you
else,
been?
isn't it? Many times.
Oh, do you know Jillian O'Donoghue? When's the last time you were there in Earth time? I'm not sure if we're on Earth right now, to be totally honest.
We're in Earth.
Where?
It's now.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Yeah. Why? Where do
Okay.
you think we are?
You know, you never really know when you're... Let's just say I ended up in a steampunk version of Somerville, Massachusetts one time.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty bad time initially.
Have
but
you written about it?
I am writing about it right now.
Good. Okay. She explains going there when it opened. You would guess she's about 50, but her saying that as casually as she did means she's not. So she does not know who you're talking about. But she seems to be up on current events. Some thieves stole it. They sold it to a crime boss to apparently pay off some sort of debt. All those thieves are now out of the colonies, the states. They're out of the states. They're somewhere else. And that crime boss held it for a few decades until he sold it to a private collector.
Was that a benevolent scholar?
No. But we do need it back. We've always needed it. We've always needed it back. I'm sorry, what?
So it wasn't in the benevolent scholar's possession. It's just that you could have easily found it.
Found's not the right word. Found suggests that it was lost. We're aware of where it went. We just couldn't take it back unless we revealed some aspects of ourselves that we didn't want to reveal. The knowledge in it wasn't destroyed. Fool would destroy a Rembrandt. No, it's there and safe. We just don't have access to what's on it. I'll tell you where it is if you bring it to me.
You'll tell me where it is if I bring it to you?
Yeah.
Is this a riddle?
No. I'll tell you precisely where it is. Then you and anyone you want to help
afterward.
You will go get it. Bring it to me promptly.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought that you meant that I had to bring it to you in order for you to tell me where it was. It's been a really
Wouldn't
weird
that be
day.
something, huh?
If
No.
I bring it to you.
I'll tell you exactly where it is. You just have to go get it and bring it to me. When you do, I will grant you enough time with it to understand the vagaries of the ritual, and then you are more than welcome to use that knowledge however you see fit. It's just at the end of the day, before you try to do any of that, you need to bring it here.
It's a deal.
Perfect.
Can you guarantee me an invitation back?
Oh, how else are we going to get it? Yes.
Okay.
Smart.
Shake on it like the humans do?
Isn't that something? There it is. It is 30 feet below San Felipe Tower in the personal collection of Unity San Felipe.
Oh my god.
And we switch.
No.
Heist?
No.
Heist?
Oh,
Heist from San Felipe Towers?
I was waiting for
Mindy.
us the whole time.
Oh, me.
You are heading to the cells,
Yes.
which becomes very apparent when you get there, are not a collection of scientific things, but rooms and laboratories, very small.
Oh.
It's like
laboratories?
it's like a dormitory mixed with like a graduate level lab.
I love
like
laboratories.
Yeah, they're great. Like every
You know,
room is like
I
8
was
by 8.
created in one.
Mm-hmm. And you've thought that. It's like, are these like the ones that like where I got created? Like, because all of them have different things. Like, there'll literally be like a room, like most of the doors are closed. Some of the doors are open. Some of them just look like dorm rooms. Like there's one with like an unmade bed and like a music poster on the wall and like old food on like the floor. And then the next room has like a really small particle accelerator in it and like someone watching it very carefully. And then like 10 rooms in a row are closed. And then like someone's like cooking in there. Like it's just kind of a wacky little grid of little private residences, you guess. And you start to kind of look around. Most of the people in here are like wearing robes, like not terribly decorated robes, just robes, like doing stuff. And give me a 2d6 plus sharp, please.
Am I allowed to make this roll?
Did you write the year where the northeast of the United States is destroyed in your Book of Secrets?
I've been feeling compelled to.
So you cannot roll. You will fail this.
I feel writing it down. Well, then I'd be writing it down.
Mm-hmm. Then you'd be writing it down. So you fail. So this kind of surprises you here. They see you before you see them.
Oh.
A robed figure is walking down a hallway towards you. Small, slight, dressed like everybody else. They straighten up. Their hood is up. But you see their eyes. Only their eyes. Recognition in their eyes. Panic in their eyes. They turn and they sprint away.
Wait. Hello? I chase after them.
All right. 2d6 plus cool, please.
John.
Acting under pressure.
Oh.
Do I have to write the date?
No. You'll just fail.
This mechanic.
No, I don't write it.
Perfect.
I'm acting under pressure. Now is not the time to think about writing dates.
Mm-hmm. It's an adage as old as time itself. You are doing your best to keep up with this person. Hallways, doors. What you don't realize, because you failed the roll, is that you're being led somewhere.
Oh.
Like, this isn't someone that's running wildly through a big building. They're running towards something specific. Whoever you're chasing knows where they are going. You corner them in a room, one of those little offices. Let's call it a small library. The figure is holding a book, and it's sealed with a red ribbon.
Oh.
I don't know how you found me, and I hate that I don't know.
Wait. Have we met before? I don't.
No, none of that. None of that. No tricks.
I'm not tricking.
I will see you in heck. The figure tears
That's where
the
we're
red
trying
ribbon.
to go.
The figure tears the red ribbon off the book and throws it at you.
Very rude.
And with that, Wax Mindy's face contorts as the book opens up and it does its work.
What? Wait.
What?
Wait.
What?
Wait.
There is a bright flash
Wait.
and heat, but not an explosion. The flash is the sun beating down on you. The heat is the desert wind. You are in the desert, the low sandy dunes of the desert. There is
Hold
a
on.
glint in the distance.
A glint in the distance?
It is the reflection of the sun off a sniper's scope.
Sniper! John!
There is a crack of gunfire. There is the roar of motorcycle engines. Mindy, the raiders are coming for you.
What do
We
you
will
mean?
end it right there.
What?
What just happened?
Hold on.
Oh my god!
That was the most blindsided I have ever been. I'm chasing somebody. They don't lower their hood. It is Wax Mindy. In here, in this library, in Egypt, question mark? Is that where we are?
Yep.
Under Egypt, maybe? Okay. I catch up. She's upset. She opens this book that teleports. She throws it at me and it teleports me. And that's what happens. Is that what?
Almost.
Oh, no. Almost. I'm not teleported.
It's not
John.
a teleport book. It's a book of fiction.
John, am I inside the book? John. Am I inside the book? Am I inside the book?
No epilogue this week. Have fun, everybody.
God.
Well. What book is it? What book is it? What's the book?
We'll see if you know it. Next time.